Yes, I'm back. And this is part two of the new refined Jim Crow in which we live in. Okay, kicking it off with page 84 where I left off yesterday. Obama, as a presidential candidate, promised to revive the grant program, claiming that it's critical to create an anti-drug task force our community needs. Obama honored his word following the election, drastically increasing funding the grant program despite the abysmal track record. The Economic Recovery Act of 2009 included more than $2 billion in new burn funding and an additional $600 million to increase state and local law enforcement across the country. See, this is what I'm talking about. He's contributing to, I'm talking about melanoid and minorities, to our genocide. He kept the war on drugs, aka on melanin minority people, thriving when as soon as he entered office, and black people will continue to ignore that shit because we don't think, black people as a whole don't think about Obama intellectually. Just like they don't think about religion intellectually. They base it off emotion. Just because Obama looks like you doesn't mean he fucking cares for you. He doesn't. We need to get that through our fucking skulls. He is on the side of our oppression. But I digress on Obama's whole ass for right now. Because trust me, I'm coming back to him. It might not be this video. It might be in my part 3. But I digress on, like I said, and continue. Page 98. Human Rights Watch reported in 2000 that in 7 states, African Americans constitute 80 to 90% of all drug offenders in the state prison. You know, in my previous video, there's statistics showing that whites are more likely, and they do, to have illegal drugs, contraband, and take a part in illegal drug transactions. Continuing, page 99. The government data revealed that blacks were no more likely to be guilty of drug crimes than whites, and that the white youth are more likely of any racial or ethnic group to be guilty of illegal drug possession or sales. The Nation Household Survey on Drug Abuse reported in 2000, European youth aged 12 to 17 are more than a third more likely to have sold illegal drugs than African American. Page 101. The federal system homicide offenders account of 0.4% of the past decade growth in prison population, while drug offenders account for nearly 61% of that expansion. I'll call them back. Sorry about that, guys. Let me repeat that. The federal system homicide offenders account for only 0.4% of the past decade's growth in the prison population, while drug offenders account for nearly 61% of that expansion. Most people are under correctional control today aren't in prison. 7.3 million people are on probation. Only 1.6 million are in prison. Page 110. Defendants charged with killing white victims received the death penalty 11 times more often than defendants killing black victims. The death penalty in 20% of the cases include black people, defendants, and white victims, but only 19% of cases involve white defendants and black victims, which is very sad. Continuing, page 112. Crimes involving crack. At that, black people, approximately 93% of convicted crack offenders were black and 5% white, where whereas powdered cocaine offenders are predominantly white. Page 113. Judge Khalil, Federal District of Missouri, believes race was undoubtedly a factor in the crack sentencing law and policies. His words, quote, if young white males were being incarcerated at the same rate as young black males, the statute would have been amended a long time ago. And that's damn near a fact. No, not even, that is a fact. But I continue. Page 131. 31 states and the federal government put a lifetime ban, felon exclusion from juries as a result. 30% black men are automatically banned from jury service for life. See, that goes back to me saying how black melanoid people can't be racist, because Dick Gregory said it the best. He said, we cannot control Europeans' fate and destiny. Like he said, you as a black person or a melanoid person can hate white people to your core, but we can't control your destiny or fate. There aren't all black jurors convicting white people. There aren't black judges that convict white people and hit them with the max. We don't work behind doors with the DEA and these race soldiers to make sure they get off for killing white people. We don't. So you can debate me all day if you disagree, but melanoid people and minorities, we can't be racist towards Europeans. But I continue. Let's see, page 123. 10% of Americans violate drug laws every year, and people of all races engage in illegal drug activity at a similar rate, which is very true. Page 211. The drug war could be waged primarily in overwhelmingly white suburban or college campuses. SWAT teams could raid homes in high school lacrosse players known to have hosting coke and ecstasy parties after games. American apartheid documents shows racial segregation ghettos were deliberately created by the policy, not impersonally market forces or private housing choices. That's what I was having to... First let me address the drugs in the suburban communities, because that's very true. Because people don't... That doesn't ponder in people's brain that white people who are very wealthy and attend these very wealthy universities and high schools, they have, like, y'all seen the movie Project X? That happens every fucking weekend in suburban neighborhoods, but yet police will never think to go over there and kick their doors in. They rather target and stay in the urban communities where minorities and melanoid people stay and arrest them or plant shit on them, which is very wrong, because it needs to be fair. Yes, if people are doing illegal activity in the melanoid urban communities, they should be punished. But the same needs to happen to the wealthy Europeans who are doing the same goddamn thing, if not more. Because, I'm telling y'all, I done seen it at European people's houses. There be drugs everywhere. And they never get their doors kicked in. They never get a letter from the feds. Nothing. But I digress on that for a moment. Continue. The American apartheid. Let's address this too. Because like I was having a conversation with my buddy the other day. If you really look into the quote unquote ghetto, that is an experiment by the fucking government. Why do you think they call it the projects? When you're in science or any type of school curriculum, the teacher says, okay class, we're going to give you a project. That's an experiment. That's all the ghetto is, an experiment. Let's deprive these minorities and people of melon from education, finances, and resources. When I say finance, I mean jobs, banks, all that. That's the problem with that. Poison their food All them ramen noodles and all that Kool-Aid, all that shit's poison. Plant drugs in their communities, because I don't care what you say, minorities and melanoid people were not getting that shit in planes and boats from Colombia and Mexico. That's all the government. And let's plant drugs in their community. Guns and mass weapons of destruction in their communities. Because Kundo number 9, you can't tell me he walked in a store and got a rocket launcher, bro. The government is planting these guns. Like brother told Dr. Boyce, we look in back alleys and we see big ass crates of guns and no one know where they came from. And people of Mellon don't own any gun manufacturing warehouse. So like I said, you can debate me all day, but that's the truth. But like I said, this is just part 2. Part 3 is coming. Might be today, might be tomorrow. Just bear with me, people, because I want this information to set in, and I want y'all to really read this book if y'all haven't read it. Jim Crow, Mass Incarceration in the Age of Colorblindness. Michelle Alexander, the brilliant, beautiful sister. Brilliant book. Dropping facts, knowledge, how corrupt the United States is, and how fucked up it is. Like I always say, let me know what y'all think. Get in the comments, like, subscribe, share the video.